different identities. Booty Podcast with BSCAR.
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Pootycast in December, boss. Yeah, it's that time of the year. So this is where you have to at least focus a little bit more because, shit can happen right now. The craziest shit has happened. How about I walk with the Olympian? I got Humpricks. Yeah. But anyway, that's another story for another day. I'm oversharing. Welcome to the show, man. It's an exciting one. It's one we've been waiting for a very, very long time. We're coming at you straight from Leo's Inn, of course, like we do every single Wednesday. And you can come out, man. They have the most amazing accommodation. You just come through. They have another one out in Mogoditani, and they have another one out in Tsabong. But without saying anything else, and shout out to our guys, Local Corner. You're on that page, subscribe, like, do whatever you have to do. Shout out Team Agencies, Tootie White, a really pretty young lady asked me about it the other day. Thing in all of the shops out there in the liquor stores, Safalana and Liquorama as well. So you can check it out for yourself. But in the house, he's drinking water, man. But without further ado, one of our greatest artists to ever come out of BW, someone that I consider a friend. We don't hang out that much, but he's someone I have genuine love for. I don't have a lot of love for niggas. Niggas is out here, but I love peace. So I have major love for this brother. But without wasting any time, on the December version of Pootycast, man, ATI.
What's up,
Papa?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm alive.
What's with guys and not knowing their way around Gaborone? Was it the GPS? When niggas give you directions, what do you usually use? Do you use the old school shit, Staresele, or do you use GPS?
I mostly just go with intuition. Plus, it's like an adventure for me. When you get lost, I know that every road leads to where you're going.
Yeah, man.
Because even him, he couldn't find the place on the GPS because the GPS was kind of like saying go left and it's a one straight. It's like a one way.
Yeah.
We kept on getting into a one way.
But it's in Chile because these neighborhoods. This is a pretty OG neighborhood in Gaborone. So there's a lot of buildings. We're next to both U.S. Embassy people, so I think the roads keep being changed. So I don't know. Google Maps, you need to check us out. But this is not what we're here for.
Yeah.
I think my very first question for you, though, is what happened on McG? A lot of us saw the episode.
Yeah.
I think this is basically me. We saw that interview, and a lot of people thought, you're not this calm, you're not this cool. What happened in that interview?
I mean, it was an interview I was doing, and that's how I felt like the best way to express myself.
How was your day before that shit? How did you head out there? Because, I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then it just looked like, I don't know if it was cagey. Mm-hmm. And you were also, I don't know if you were tipsy. You're not drinking. You're not a major drinker.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. What was going on with that?
Well, I mean,
it's a pretty heavy question to start with. But with you, I never really know where to start, man.
Like I said, that's how I felt I could possibly express myself on the day. You know what I'm saying? And whoever took it in any light, that's not important. The most important thing is I showed up and I expressed myself the best way possible. Not in how you might expect me to be like an iconic symbol, pagan god or something. You know what I'm saying? People don't worship me, but I interact with people in the best way that I can. And that's what happened on McG. And this is what's happening on this podcast. Different day, different energy.
I feel you. And for you, it's about energy more than anything else.
True.
Because when you walk into, let's say, a setup like this one, and then my first question is that, you know what I mean? What type of vibe are you coming off? Because I think with you, because you're such a receptive person of energy, how do you view situations when you walk into a setup like this one? You know all of us, but how do you scale? Am I going to walk out in 5 minutes? Am I going to chill?
Well, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't have picked up the phone. So for me to come out here, for me to come to a point where I'm here, because with me, it's not. I noticed it's not just me and what I say. It's about what I say and what kind of, ripple effect it gives. Because I've noticed that I don't just live my life for me, and there's a whole lot of precautions that I need to, prescribe by in a certain setting, like maybe this one. I mean, you're gonna find me somewhere. I mean, on McG, it was a party, and I got
There
into
were
the party.
Yeah, it was a party. Yeah.
So here today is like, you want to know about what happened at the party,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and that's what happened.
That's what happened at the party.
You know what I'm saying?
Your man. Let's talk a little.
Plus, I was excited to interact with McG.
Yeah.
Also that.
I don't know if you've ever been one to subscribe to, let's say, the hype that comes with being an artist outside of Botswana, or what people outside of Botswana really, really think about you. I don't know if that's true, or maybe why not you just go with, whoever receives your music. Have you ever tried to, go out there and be ATI in your South Africas and be your ATIs? Because, you guys did an amazing job with Hensi when you guys were out in England. But, we don't see you doing a lot of that type of shit or reaching out for those, because your love is, mostly out here. Has that ever been in your plans?
Well, it ties to a whole lot of stuff. The governance that we are under has so much to do with the further we can go as citizens of Botswana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for me, it's not really about, being bigger than my situation of in Botswana.
Yeah.
But I know that if I could become the biggest thing at home, respected at home, I could go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think even the capacity at which I see a whole lot of things, like I said, it's not just my life, But I have had offers, your Universals, your Sonys, you know what I'm saying? But for me, it was like, I have a problem, deep rooted in maybe the way in which we are governed and the kind of education we've been given that doesn't allow us to think bigger than the situation. I don't know if I answered you.
You can get into it some more. I mean, you feel already we don't aspire for more because we're comfortable here. How do you want to say it?
What I'm saying is, I'm a product of an environment where you have to dream bigger beyond the dream.
Yeah.
And it's not about building the foundation for yourself. It's about just creating that and just having to play our roles for the next generation.
So you have a bigger role to here, more than whatever those people are offering you over there. Yeah. So you feel like your responsibility really lies with the kids who look up to you here, more than going out and trying to I guess show yourself to people out there who don't resonate with what your ideals are. If you just up and left, they wouldn't have a symbol like you to show them, you can do more than just what is expected of you.
I look at it like, when you come to Botswana, you ask about who is the biggest dreamer here, and if my name could be in that list, I know I can go anywhere and be respected by others because I'm respected in my hometown.
Definitely.
And my business is at SIPA in Botswana.
Yeah.
So I go out there like an international artist because, to be international is even bigger than national.
Yeah.
No, like national is bigger than international because international is like, it's like the reverse of what national could be. Inter means inside.
No, we're gonna get into all of that because I want to know what your aspirations are in this music, because I'm sure it's changed since you were like a younger kid in, let's say, Nanogang and whatever.
Yeah.
And what was the dream and what is it now compared? Like what is, because dog, any show you show up at, people are there. Any song you drop, you just connect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're on this wavelength. It doesn't die out because you're so connected with your fan base. What does success look to you and compared to trying to get on?
I think my success is, like I said, if people can just accept me for me being a part of this life that we are living in and being an artist and having to learn to dream, I think I've achieved mostly of what I aspired to come off as, of which is the level of influence that I have in Botswana and the ability to handle such a heavy role in how people remember their childhood or beautiful memories they attach to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like the intention of the dream changed as I went further along the path that I'm on. You know,
Yeah.
and it also is inclusive of me taking myself out of the equation of everyday life or being viewed as an artist and to handle issues that are truly, I mean, in as much as they've given out the output of music, there are still strands of problems in where ATI came from, of which is Atasaone, right?
Yeah.
So now Atasaone has achieved what he wanted to, of which is to be influential.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to be influential, but when you get to where you think you were headed, you know, you find out that, you know, it's just okay. It's just chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get me.
I feel you. Yeah.
So, like, I can never change the way I feel about, you know, the growth of the talent in my country beyond what I could think I'd gain from an international platform.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same applies with the president. Would you rather be a president in another country, of which is impossible, or be a president in your country?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. Speaking about presidents, we might as well talk about that. A couple of years ago, you were quite the influential person when it came to the politics of the time, which was, you know, artists didn't have dough. There was also articles written about you, or, you know, Ati to head new party, or is he losing his head? At the interviews that you were doing were mostly about the politics of the country at the time. I don't know if you remember what was going on in 2020.
Yeah, I'm quite aware of that period in time.
So what was going on with you then, and are you still of the same mind, you know, that, you know, as a musician you can actually influence the political climate of the country? And do you think what you have said, you know, we can see some remnants of basically with, you know, how kids are now able to, like, you know, speak their minds more, you know what I mean, about how they feel about the country?
What did you just say?
Or I will influence in that level, you know. What was up in 2020? What were you trying to achieve with, you know?
You know what? 2020 was crazy.
I think it's kind of like and I'm telling them, the only way we can have this conversation is if I just talk to this man, dog.
I mean, imagine, like, you're told the world is ending. Like, what's the last thing that you do as the world ends?
Yeah.
And I was like, I want people to know that they have power beyond just politics. And, you know, even going to the president's, I mean, the state house, people didn't even know that it's not illegal. It's not illegal. So I went there and... I mean, what people might have made of the situation doesn't really matter. But what we wanted was, I mean, a chance of change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of mindset and so forth. And right now, under the new governing party in the political arena, you know, is like, what am I saying?
What's currently going on?
Yeah.
With the politics right now of the day.
It's time for us. What? Dog, I don't know what I'm saying.
We just go to tell you do you feel gore dio tse ile gore no di buelela banana ba khona gore ya no ba lwela tsone dio tseo? Do you think you had a voice in making these kids more, you know? There's more protests right now. Kids are going out there. Dog, you were at fairgrounds more. talking about Dada does this, Dada does that. Do you even remember that shit? Like, you see how cool this nigga is? You know what I mean? That was a time, young William. I'm trying to tap into that. Like, what was going on with you that time? And why are you so chill right now, nigga?
Well, I mean, man, like I said, I don't know what you're saying, dog. I just can't hear you. Like, what?
Karen. Do you think some of what you were doing then has helped influence kids or basketball hearts about injustice?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, do you think there was anything that you did that time that probably influenced some of what's going on now?
Well, I think it was some kind of possession. I don't think I pulled it off just from my own being, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm one person who believes in realities beyond just the physical part of things. Or when I and I remember when I protested, when I asked to see the president at the time, it could have been all fair and well had he met with me, you know what I'm saying? But because I knew that was the way in which the response would be given to my request to meet the president, exactly what happened. So when I spoke out, and I didn't have any fear because I had been told that, you know, the world is ending, everything is falling apart. And the last thing I wanted to do was for people to know that there is power behind just people coming together.
Yeah.
And people having to show me so much support was not necessarily about me, you know. And I remember even the lawyer that came to, you know, help me with the injustice that was being projected on me. I mean,
who was your lawyer?
Uncle Dumaboko.
Hey,
Yeah.
His Excellency.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on,
And
man.
that's what we actually did it for. You know what I'm saying? It can't be just him, it can't be those, it can't be her, him. You know, it's like us.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that. And that's why I wanted us to get to that, because high low possession, I think what you feel that something was achieved now, you know, or there is a change now in this country, and you know, things are looking up. I mean, you refused the meeting with the then minister, Re Tumisorakari.
Yeah.
And he wanted to meet with you. You really wanted to meet the president, only to have your lawyer be the current president right now, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, don't you see how do you see that? When you look at it like that way, the guy was representing you ultimately became the president of this country.
Well, I knew my honesty in why I did what I did, and he prescribed to, you know, what I was saying, because it aligned with the intention of them as an alternative government, you know.
Yeah.
And he did it out of the compassionate Motswana that he could possibly be.
Yeah.
And just to even, you know, think about it, it's like, you know, it's all falling into place. You know, it was a domino effect.
Domino effect.
Yeah. That's what it built up to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even think anybody saw how this was coming together.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I'm not saying I'm a genius, but there are a whole lot of things that, you know, I could possibly thrive in, and or possibly create solutions about it. But you know, I just love music.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's a vibration. You know, have you ever seen, like, in the water, like, there's this other frog and then same applies to me, and how I think I'd like my energy to be channeled.
Definitely.
what I'm saying?
No. Well, let's do it, but like I feel you completely. We can go to the music easily
Yeah.
right now, because you dropped some music just the other day. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I don't know, you want to get into that and talk to us on how did you ultimately drop this recent album?
Well, it's not an album. It's actually an EP.
It's an EP, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys should tell me the
it had-
difference. God, I'm old, dog.
yeah, it had so many old songs. You knew most of those tracks, like those are in the EP, and they were old. That was old music that I had just archived.
Okay.
And I believe, my album will come out when I'm better,
Dog, but
The-
you're killing it, though. Like
Yeah.
right now you are, I don't know if,
This has been a crazy year. I nearly became crippled. I had to go to rehab
Yeah.
like 5 months, 6 months, something like that, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm not talking about just any rehab. I'm talking about like a boot camp where people actually get walloped. Like
Ozzy
on
told
whatever.
me, you told him about that.
Yeah, it was like I don't know whether
I don't wanna
it
laugh
felt like a
before we
cult, huh?
I don't want to laugh because, shit. Hey, it must be a cult.
Yeah, you see, well, now, no.
I want you to
Cult.
get into that because, like,
Yeah.
Ozzy told me about it, and then he told me, so that's where you went.
Yeah, that's where I was. Yeah, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
How did you
What
end up
shop
there?
Well, I mean, me and my mom always trying possible solutions, and she found out about it from a friend who had like a son who had been in the boot camp.
Yeah.
But and then I went to South Africa, like to continue my rehabilitation process. You'd love to remember, like the beginning of the year, I had a problem with walking,
Yeah.
or even standing up.
Yeah, you had that bouncer guy walking with you.
Yeah.
And then you also sometimes had a cane with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then the leg got burnt. Like, you see this, huh? The leg got burnt after it couldn't move.
Yeah, that's a deep cut.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
nigga.
yeah. That's a burn.
That's a burn, yeah.
Yeah. So,
So why couldn't you walk? Was it because of the burn?
no. I had I don't know, I had an overdose and, obtained a seizure, and, I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I went for rehabilitation, and when I was in South Africa, I was working out, so that's how I had to bring back my ability to walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these are just part and puzzle of, just that amount of influence that you have on people.
Yeah.
Some people love you, some people don't.
Yeah.
And I believe in energy, like I said. Maybe I deserved to almost lose a leg to wake up, because sometimes God shows you through the adversity that you come across.
Yeah. With this addiction, it is what is the addiction to? What got you to the point where you ended up in rehab and almost, I guess, hurting yourself and losing a limb, nigga?
Yeah.
What is the addiction? Is it ketamine?
Well, I mean, I'm an addict of everything.
Everything orang at yeah.
Everything. Like,
Okay.
I have an addictive personality, and
Yeah.
I think it goes to answer your question.
Okay.
What am I addicted
It's not
to?
just one particular thing. It's
Yeah.
like, because I was talking about the substances, because like I'm trying to then pick up on, or why do you think it comes to a point where it becomes destructive? But still,
Yeah.
it somehow finds its way back into your system and stuff like that. And I'm not talking as someone who's never dealt with addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not out here trying to Oprah you.
Well, what did you just say?
We're gonna do this all day. Got it. What do you think the addiction is about? But you find yourself going back to it.
Well, you
And
know,
I'm saying, maybe I can get like some clarity about it because when it becomes self-destructive, I think that's when most people are fuck.
well, you know, a little cocaine, a little cat here and there.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm addicted to.
How it can make me lose my life, like, because that's what I think most people fail to understand about anyone who's got that type of addiction to something. If you were to sum it up, and it doesn't have to be really you, I'm sure
Yeah.
you've seen other people around you, what keeps people coming back? Because
Like, you know, people don't have to understand that addiction is a disease.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a disease, but we seem to shun it or approach it in such a way that we can see how it's a disease. Like, it's a disease that causes mental illness. It's a disease that, does bodily harm. So we don't look at it like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same applies to a cancer patient. Like, if you got cancer, you're going to learn how to live with that for the rest of your life. And once an addict, you forever remain an addict. And it's just like AIDS. It's just like, you die.
Yeah.
You die when you do drugs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing about drugs is, like, you can't just say, nah, I'm stopping. You know what I'm saying? You can try hard and hard and hard. And, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like an everyday disease. Like,
Yeah.
it's always like a whisper in the near distance. Yo,
Yeah.
come through,
Yeah.
have a little,
Yeah.
yeah. And I really gotta tell you, because we're talking real life,
Real
man.
life
Like,
shit.
I see, as people die.
Yeah.
Like, I lost just yesterday.
Got some more water, I get.
Yeah, just yesterday, a friend of mine committed suicide, but it was drug related. Because drugs, they kind of like they stimulate the depression. They make depression like it just they give you depression.
They amplify everything that you are feeling.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's always a negative. It's always a negative feel.
But it's also like a feeling of, why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah, like.
But like,
I mean, it's painful not just on you. Like, you become last, but the way to go about it is to put yourself first when you're going through the rehabilitation of walking away from drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm at a level where it's like I'm just disconnecting from everybody to be able to understand myself, because it's not just the addiction I'm fighting here. I'm fighting what led to the addiction that I'm trying to sedate. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think led to it, though? While we're on the subject.
Well, I mean, I like I said, I'm not saying I'm a genius,
Yeah.
but there aren't many people that think like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I find myself having playtime because,
Yeah, that far ahead.
you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I gotta dim down to how people think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's so unfortunate, like, we're very few people. And I think, that's also contributed to destiny as well. Because, I mean, you can't bring everybody with you.
Yeah.
But you can make the biggest difference in the lives of so many. So
I hear you, Papa.
that's why I mean the addiction. I just got too much playtime because I could do so much in the snap of a finger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when you talk about making music, for me it's like second nature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. And
So I found myself having to do what I had to do in so much little time, and it's enough for me to feel free.
and you're not short of money.
Yeah, I mean, it does reimburse to
Because you do work hard.
yeah, you know what I'm saying, to work
you
hard
are
and
putting in
smart
work.
as well.
Hey, you
know
work
what I'm
very
saying?
smart.
And I hardly ever overburden myself with gigs nowadays, because
Yeah.
sometimes we overdo it
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
go nna bo kete mo mmeleng. So gape a bo gopola gore, I have something that can enhance, the strength of what I could achieve in terms of the physical body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with now, while you're trying to work on yourself, the relationship wise, do you have people? How are your relationships with family, and do you have friends?
Well, I mean, like most of my
I just met Tato.
yeah.
It's always someone new.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Nice to meet you, namesake.
no, I mean, like I don't trust a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of trust. Like I'm in a space where I just don't trust a lot of people, and I don't do it because I'm judging anybody, but that's what happens to me. Like I feel like being vulnerable is just. It's crazy, man. Like I'm beyond the point of vulnerability.
I love you more.
Well, I mean, I love you. I love you all. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
it's
nigga.
not about me. It's not about you. It's all about the people.
No,
That's
no,
my exit
no.
line.
I mean, some level of connection. Like, when was the last time you had a meaningful relationship with like a person? I mean, you don't have to have a lot of friends because you're the type of nigga to show up by himself and then just leave whenever you want to. I think that's back in the day when we used to hang around each other a lot. I always knew, or you are okay rolling solo. You know what I mean? That's fine. You know what I mean? Can be 3 a.m. It can be 2 p.m. When was the last time you had a meaningful relationship with another human being?
Well,
That was a stranger that became a friend that became somebody.
I've had a chance to have what I would say a person who you would be describing, but like I said, I can't let anybody know me like that if I don't know me in depth. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, come on.
No, I'm for real. How you think?
But how do you write these fucking songs?
No, I just know how to observe. You know
From
what
a
I'm saying?
distance.
Yeah, and like even the drugs can become a relationship.
They don't hug back, nigga.
And I'm not saying this to
Yeah.
mislead people, but
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm just saying
It's honesty.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Man, it's crazy.
I mean, I'm about to make an inappropriate joke to that white girl. But, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Because,
It's
that's why
about
people
to
be
rain.
calling her a girl.
It's about to
It's
rain.
about to fucking rain. It's like something is stopping this interview.
No, it's not.
No,
it's
we
all
don't
right.
worry
It's chilling.
We're chilling, Papa. But, like, come on. You must have loved someone. You
Uh,
must have loved someone, dog.
You know what, dog? Like I'm saying, people.
Oh, snap. Is it?
Okay, let me just say this.
Eh.
Ever since junior school, like it just hit me like, some girl broke my heart. Hey, I've never been the same.
Nanukan was the last time.
Nigga, like I never been the same. Like I'm telling you, like
Nah.
and now I just had discovered alcohol and I became addicted to alcohol. And I started drugs late in my
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like before that there was alcohol. Before that was anger. Before that there was this heartbreak that just went on to toxify everything I do.
Yeah.
And I had this thing of great talent, a gift, so it allowed me to hide in it,
Yeah.
But now I know the music so well to a point whereby I'm brought back to myself to work on myself. Like nobody's gonna make me quit these drugs. Nobody's gonna help me with that until I'm able to pull myself out of it.
Yeah.
Even the spiritual aspect of it, like it's pretty much helpful to understand your dreams as well. And like literal dreams,
Yeah.
like sleeping and then you dream.
Yeah.
And if I can understand what they mean, I'm sure I'd be able to beat the habit.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah. You are actively trying.
Yeah, and I'm not
Yeah.
being honest because I want sympathy or whatever. That's why I don't do many interviews.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't know what I'm gonna say.
We appreciate that as well. That's why we would never put you in a compromising situation. Like everything that you say really is basically up to you.
Yeah.
And that's why we always want to make sure that when everyone comes here, we try to ask you questions that you know might throw you off a little bit. You know, like I saw the first question threw you off because you didn't know what is this nigga fucking talking about.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, these are things that I think and I think other people who find you interesting or how does someone so talented function and knowing you detach yourself so much from other people. You know, how are you able to like get by? Because like I know, you know, as a musician, you're amazing. But like personally, if you don't have relationships, how are you able to like, how does your day look like? Let's say you wake up in the morning.
I don't wake up in the morning. I sleep during the day and wake up at night.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Every day I don't do nothing. Like, I'm up at night. And that's why I have a problem with my sleeping pattern. Because when I got to rehab, now I had to readjust to, you know, and yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You had to readjust to like what? The sleeping time's that thing one. Because
my sleeping time is like off. The pattern is just anything really.
Are you avoiding interaction?
No. I think it's the drugs.
Okay.
I mean, they become the biggest thing. Like, you don't care about relationships. You don't care about what normal people care about. You just need to get high.
Yeah.
You gotta get high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You better get high. I'm kidding. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. For real, I didn't mean it like that. But you know,
because I know you know the people you have worked with. Because I think some people get mad at you because they've worked with you and then they never get a chance to work with you again. It's like you're one of these niggas who, and I don't know if that's your thing. Yeah. Because I've never really taken it personally because you see me when I see you, when you see me, we see each other.
Yeah.
It's all vibes. But I know sometimes you just need to get away, you know? How do you deal with people who get mad at you because you fuck with them once and you never show up again? Because the whole industry be crying, dog.
Yeah.
Well, not the whole industry, but the niggas that we know, mutually know. Or maybe you'll do like one project with, and then, you know, and you never work with them again. It's like, how does that usually, except Vizo maybe.
Yeah.
And who's this other kid? Is it Curfew? I don't know. It's not Curfew. There's another producer.
Moshe.
I think probably Moshe.
Slim Kid.
Slim Kid.
Yeah.
There's a consistency there with the people that you choose to be in the studio with now.
Well, for one, like, Slim Kid is like very talented, and I think our merge is really something that's bigger than just us, you know what I'm saying?
What are some of the tracks that he's produced?
He's produced Kirin Korong, he produced Timamolo, he produced Kabawara, he produced
Do we have a picture of this nigga?
Man, that nigga, you better check out that.
No, that nigga. What's in the picture?
I'll send the picture.
Slim Kid.
Slim Kid. Yeah,
he did Kirin Korong.
He did Kirin.
Where do you find these niggas?
Well, he found me. He found me.
I thought it was still Bo Young Amazing.
Well, I mean, Bo Young Amazing.
Because I think they dissed you because you stopped working with them too.
They didn't diss me.
What? Who did they diss? Was it? Yeah. Oh, they dissed Lati.
Nah, I ain't got those are my boys.
Yeah.
So he
probably gonna play
sent me a lot of
and get mad at me.
He sent me. He used to like wanna work with me, and then I don't know. And then I got to get him to like send me beats, you know. And then he sent me Kirin Korong, you know. It was not. He didn't arrange it. So he's like, yo, check this out. He like, and my album is coming out like in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then this guy just drops Kirin Koro
Dum,
on
bum,
me. And
bum,
I'm like,
bum.
woo, what kind of beat is this, man?
Yeah.
And I think I had it for about a week and I couldn't write anything to it. So one time I was just in my car and then I was like, just like that, you know?
Is that song from you or is that song an old folk song? Where is the song from?
I wrote it.
So Leo never did a mood choir remo- Hey, little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We teleported here because Pula Lidi Peo. I want to
Yeah.
get what's like Pula Lidi Peo. And we're still talking about this guy. A Slim, you know. Slim, you say Slim X?
Slim Kid.
Slim Kid.
Yeah.
He's the guy behind Kirin Koro. And then you were telling us how you ended up writing it. So,
Yeah.
how, like, it was the anthem pretty much for these past celebrations, Saga Litzile. How
Yeah.
did that make you feel?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know if Slim Kid, you know, is about what he plans about it.
Yeah.
But I just believe he's talented.
Yeah.
And me and him seem to make quite a beautiful pair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know whether we're gonna be still working together.
Yeah.
But I'm that kind of a person who really never lacks adventure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still looking for adventure because, you know,
Yeah.
maybe not the music scene that much.
Yeah.
Something different. I mean, just something just out of my ordinary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you know, the music industry is hell.
Yeah.
It's this music business is demonic. You know?
But like you're thriving though.
Yeah, but it's
you
not
know,
about
like someone else who in that they are not thriving as much as you. They might think, well, okay, but Ati are enjoying themselves, and now they're saying, this is nothing.
Well, I mean, like, if you can create this reality for yourself,
Yeah.
being at any level, whether it's successful or almost successful, I mean, you can do about anything, you know. But I have to acknowledge the music industry is just full of heavy energy,
Yeah.
you know. And for me, I don't think I'll be walking out because I'll always love music, but
You're
I
trying
want
to
to know
retire.
new things. No, not retire.
Hey.
I gotta get into
What about the construction? What are you trying to do, nigga?
No, like maybe I don't know, be a monk. I'm kidding.
No way. No.
But,
Vizo
okay.
said something like that some time ago about, like, you know, what is it? Are you guys lacking adventure? Because you guys are now, what, you think you've hit a ceiling?
No, for me it's like there's so much of myself that goes into my music
Yeah.
to a point that I just can't find any balance, you know?
So you want to do other things, or do we test the modes on it?
No,
You want to go fail somewhere so you can come back to the music? Because you know sometimes when niggas do that, sometimes people don't let you back in.
well, I mean, for me, it's different. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't come in saying I'm coming in. I came saying I love the dream.
Yeah.
I came with the hope that I had for myself, and I think that's why a lot of people love my music because they find a lot of hope in the music. Because I take my music as scriptures that I always refer back to
Yeah.
when I'm going through a whole lot of turmoil,
Yeah.
you know. But it's not working out of music, but like I'm working on an album, and I just put out an EP, and I believe my album is gonna be like a book, you know, with melody. Yeah, but not to stay or operate in the music like I am right now, you know.
Yeah.
At the forefront, you know. I don't know. Give young talent a chance, because I mean, we're the ones who can possibly help and carve and show our young ones how to move about.
Yeah.
Or just you being you know. Sometimes you don't gotta do anything. Just be yourself, and somebody learns from that.
But like now, Ati, when do they come to you and ask for advice, and do they take it?
It's
Because
not-
I know, okay, you are willing, you know, but, you know, are there people coming through willing to be, you know, at least a mentorship or reza, and are you able to, like, you know, impart your wisdom about?
I don't work like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I work with energy. Like, if it happens, it was meant to happen.
Yeah.
You know, because you can say you want to influence people. Can my psychologist they had the clinician, clinicist.
Hey, clinicist.
Yeah, something about clinicking. She said the thing with influence, you don't just come and say you're influencing people. They get influenced. I am influencing you.
No, you can't.
So
Yeah.
just you being you
Yeah.
is the kind of influence that maybe the young ones can derive from. I take it right now. Drugs are bad. Respect mom and dad. Come home early. Don't have too much idle time. Find a habit that's healthy.
Do you think, though, you are a role model?
Well, that's why you know, I think it's the saving grace, because I'm in this position of even being willing to heal. That's a big step.
Yeah.
You know, because I could just possibly pretend and tell myself I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know, keep on doing these many shows as I wither away, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can either live healthily than make money, because you're still gonna make money. I mean, you're still gonna it's still gonna take money to try to restore your health.
Yeah.
So right now I'm at a position where I'm trying to be healthy, you know, and where that begins is the mind before it, you know, translates into being healthy bodily wise, you know. Because I mean, if you have a poisoned mind, you cannot have any outcome that is positive, you know.
Yeah.
That's even the addictive part of addiction.
Yeah.
You got to be healthy in the head.
With all of these health scares, dog, because Tatana health alone, I'm gonna get smoke. And I can't the other day because I'm old as fuck, so I'm always thinking about health. We even have a health section coming through in just a little bit with our resident doctor, Dr. Rukaro. You were set to perform at Bass Lounge in Maung, and then you collapsed, and there was a situation. You know, the press release came out.
Yeah.
That's what it's Ghana.
Hey, not like it exciting.
Hey, with all of these health scares, like, how is your mind? Like, are you okay? Like, how are you feeling? What are we expecting to see from ATI, or are you just taking every day as it comes? Like, maybe what then happened here? Was it the same incident that happened the last time for you, or you nearly lose your leg? What happened with this?
Yeah, that time. Yeah, it was Maroon. We went there, and a situation occurred.
Hey.
And I had to. My bodyguard guy lifted me and took me to hospital. I couldn't breathe properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just that, you know.
But
we try. We try.
So what are you doing about trying to get your health to a better state right now? I mean, we are all happy that you don't walk with a cane anymore. You know, you don't have to hold me holding you up to perform and shit. You know, what are you trying to do differently now? You know, about trying to get better.
Well, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How? You know, I'll know as I go.
Yeah.
You know, but I know that something good is coming out of all this mess. You know, and I think even the health aspect of it, like, I'm just healthy. You know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing because when you're a drug addict, like it's so easy to contaminate yourself with permanent disease. So for me, I just gotta get my mind right. You know, I mean, sometimes I think I'm crazy. Sometimes I feel like there's this war between having to be myself and having to be ATI. Because damn, ATI is crazy. For me to house ATI, it's just I think it's a persona. I've met people who got disappointed that I was a human being.
Yeah.
You know, like we want you to that skeleton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we don't move like that. You know.
Yeah, you have to understand. Like I remember there was a time we were performing go. I mean, this show yaga Shaggy and yaga Eve. And you came with a casket.
Yeah, a coffin.
You came with a coffin. This nigga came in a coffin and I remember there was a time you were on this fucking crane, and you're jumping up and down and stuff, and you're doing all of this shit. That blew people's imagination.
Yeah.
So this guy that I'm sitting next to right now, who has all of these songs, you don't even have to move on stage. You had a cane at one point.
Yeah.
I think there was like an angle from behind the stage. Everyone is just jumping. Dog.
Yeah.
So that nigga who created all of this stuff, and where is he in this guy that I'm standing next to right now, man? Is he there? Because like we can't say he's not there because you're performing. Your schedule is already filled for the whole of December already. So we know people come out, you put on a good show.
Yeah.
But that nigga, where is he still in there somewhere? Where is that nigga?
He is. I mean, ATI is so much in me. But at the sound, it needs to get better. Because, the backbone of ATI is at the sound.
Yeah.
And as much as I make so much timeless memories for a lot of people, I need to make timeless effort for me to keep going. And that's where I am. And I mean, the music is still great.
No, the music is banging. It's great.
It's beautiful.
Banging.
Yeah. And like I said, for me, it's more of a dream. And even when I'm talking promoter, now I am not driven by money. I mean, I don't have a problem with taking a combi. I still do that. You know, I would still do that. So ATI is just a thing that a thing I can create. At the sound I created ATI, and ATI is a product of At the Sound.
Yeah.
Because there's that At the Sound who went to University of Botswana and dropped out. There's that At the Sound who got a heartbreak, and he made
12,
music,
nigga.
and made music out of that.
We really don't believe you with that
Yeah,
one.
but how do you think I make so many love songs?
I'm trying to get to that.
Dark, it's dark empathy in the music of it.
Yeah, but how did that relationship from like a 15-year-old like boy blossom into like the words that you put into tracks? You know?
Okay.
You sign na you kurile pula keledite pula keledite.
Oh my God! You know that? Yeah, that's
15-year-old wouldn't sing that shit.
No, I had crazy pen ability.
You have like the most amazing love songs that resonate with grown-ups. There is no way some of this love is mature. So this leads me to my next question, because Lungo sat here and said that you didn't like girls. Affirm or deny?
I mean, whether
You say it.
what's the difference?
I don't know. Come on, don't start with me.
Well, I mean,
I'm not gonna. I'm out of that. Like I just asked you. You gotta just let me know what you think about his comments. That me and I have had a thing before. Well, I'm paraphrasing.
Well, I've always said people don't know me about what I do in the bedroom.
Yeah.
But they know me for the music.
Yeah.
So for me to intertwined with what is my private life with the music. I don't do that.
Yeah.
And as to whether Lungo understood what he understood, that's still okay, because I don't shun nobody, and I don't think I owe anybody an explanation of my sexuality.
Why are you never with anyone though? Like these questions, dog. If I don't ask these questions,
Yeah.
niggas are gonna look at me like, yo, this nigga, come on.
No,
Why
I'm-
aren't you like? So you don't talk about your sexuality, like, you know?
Well, I mean, when I'm drunk, I do.
Have a fucking drink, nigga.
No, I don't want to drink now.
So why do you think it intrigues people so much, and why do you think they align you with people who are gay?
Well, I mean, first of all, they don't know me,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of people know that I turn down offers, you know.
Niggas be
'Cause
macking.
Everybody, I mean, it's
Girls
chicks,
be macking.
it's chicks, it's Majita,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and I have my preference.
Which is
Of
what?
which,
actually?
like I said,
Yeah.
it's none of your business.
All right, cool. I'll take that.
Take that.
I'll take that for you guys for real. Because if I didn't ask, it was gonna look like something else. Because like I say,
Yeah, and
people
I
love
think
people's business.
I think I gave you the answer by me saying that. Like, run with it. I just told you.
No, what are you?
You want me? You wanna?
It's
You want
fluid
me,
as fuck.
You want me to tell you the alphabets? Nah. It is what it is, nigga.
And yeah, no,
I just gave you an answer. You.
I know. I feel
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Still is.
And gape kana moitse these days, even with the genres, little music in ya, it's all like this.
Yeah.
No, I want to get raya.
We are intertwined with, masculinity and feminine energy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I mean, we're no longer robust and hard headed. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the feminine aspect of a person is the creative side.
Yeah.
That's the genius from
The
which you
nurturing.
birth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the female anatomy of self.
Yeah.
And there's that masculine aspect of self,
Yeah.
of which is like making those actions that are the ideas that are created by the feminine side
Yeah.
in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So how sexuality plays a role in that is just whatever that can trigger you to either be straight or gay, just possibly does that. Because I don't think anybody would be straight or gay to, get a reaction out of people.
Yeah.
That's me just saying it's none of nobody's business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Run with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you got to put people in that place. But sometimes you just got to pop out and ask niggas. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it is a conversation in this day and age. Botswana is like, it is a melting pot of different people from different walks of Botswana.
Oh.
But I think we all have, similar type morals, similar type upbringing. So re tlhaloganya ha motho o mongwe e le gore is a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's none of their business. People should just
Yeah.
leave that conversation out of ATI. They're never going to get it from you.
Well, I mean, if you happen to know about it, then it's alright.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
on you.
It's like, where has anybody ever saw me in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? I've never been in a relationship, but
No, let me ask you about Michelle, though.
yeah.
Of Campus Music when she was your manager.
Yeah.
when
Well, I mean,
when Nelisa Amani.
Nerama na oraya.
But,
Okay,
Come on.
look, me and Michelle.
And all respect to Mish, man. Like, I've never
Yeah.
had like a bad, thing to say about
Yeah.
her. Yeah. We've been around each other a lot, but, a lot of people were asking that question as
Yeah.
well. And that's the name that popped up in my head. So there's no disrespect to her
Yeah.
and her
Well,
family.
Well, me and Michelle were working on a venture together. I was supposed to drop my album, Pula Yamut. Pula Yamut.
Yeah.
No, this Pula Yamut.
Pula.
So I didn't have 5,000, and she offered to help me out with that amount, and then one thing led to another, and this aspect of me, what you would ask me of my sexuality, got so curious for me to a point that, you know, I entertained it.
You forced yourself to do.
I mean, well, both adults,
So
but
it's
that's
not
what
forcing. It was consensual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a, he's a hoe. He's a Yo, I'm kidding. Please, y'all gotta censor that. Y'all gotta censor that.
Oh shit! No,
But to be honest, Michelle has played a big aspect in
Blessing.
in helping me. Really, I wanna let her wherever she is. I just want her to know that, you know, I appreciate.
Why was the breakup so nuts? Like, you know, where you sent voice notes about her being a Malloy.
I didn't send voice notes.
She
of
put
her
out voice
being,
notes, but then you sent them
who
to
has-
like people.
like-
She was speaking on the voice notes.
she. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Allegedly.
what did you hear?
Yo, but
I mean, that was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it was what
But
it
we
is.
don't have to sit there. We can keep it moving, man. It was like some crazy times.
Yeah, and
so I'm always
I-
wondering, like, you know, how sometimes, you know, because I'm really proud of like how level-headed you are, Ati, because, you know, a lot could have gone wrong.
I mean, they still like, dog. Now I have. Dog, there's just so many
A lot of shit could have popped off.
spiritual
badly.
attacks that happen. Like, even ghosts, man. You know, what I'm saying? Those things are real. You know, but I don't know. Like, but one thing that I can be certain about is God really got me through a lot of stuff. You know, like I've had so many near death experiences. You know,
Yeah.
car accidents and whatever. But you know, God is good all
So
the time.
You are not an atheist like people thought back in the day. I get it. That was like a big thing, or like you don't believe in God, and that's how when you came into the industry, you know, niggas like V were trying to intervene and stuff. Bless him.
Well, I mean, same applies to my sexuality. My beliefs are not why
Yeah, none of our
people know
business.
me
Yeah.
or when
Yeah.
what I believe in. I mean, I could be,
But you just said God.
yeah. God, listen,
Okay.
like
but it's
God
not a-
is
yeah.
is in us. You know what I'm saying? It's just that genome that gets to a point whereby you wanna know what life is about, what purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you if there's a greater destiny in your life, you can't just be out there living anyhow.
Mm.
You know, you can try that, but you're still gonna have that regret or whatever.
Yeah.
And doing things the right way is something that happens a lot with me. You know,
Yeah.
like whether somebody sees me or not, it's like it's always in me. You know,
Yeah.
and if I do somebody wrong, it's either the fact that I gotta move on, I gotta elevate from this relationship, because
Yeah.
most of my time when I mingled, you know, I just had more less meaningful relationships, such as getting drunk, doing drugs, you know, until I actually found myself in the pit hole of drugs. Because once you get to a point of taking drugs on your own, it's like
That's deadly.
that's crazy.
Dangerous
you
as
know?
fuck.
So my bodyguard guy is always checking up on me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, got a meeting with my mom tomorrow. And I will check out Muruti. You know, yeah. I mean, she's praying, that woman.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you can imagine how ATI's mother could be going through so much. I mean, she will forever love me.
Yeah.
You know, whether clean or dirty, you know, that's the person who can say, "Hey, wait."
Let me seduce still, son. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know,
I feel you, my nigga.
she I mean, my mom is one person who is strict and wants things to be done a certain way. And when I just saw her, like, tolerating and wishing I can heal. That really hits me so hard. That's why I don't know, but I trust the process,
Yeah.
and there shall be progress at some point in time. That's why I asked you, like, how did you get over these shackles of being a drug addict? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people think a drug addict is somebody that's dirty. What?
Yeah.
You can still be able to, like, some people function
Yeah.
through the addiction because they haven't come to the point that they are addicted.
Mm.
And the time when you have that epiphany, some people go nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for me, I had that epiphany, and I just took it with grace. I didn't care whether people were gonna support me in the music or not.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play popular songs sometimes. That's why I can play the same song, and like I told people that if you would love to see me on stage for an hour, you'd have to pay me 1 million to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's the standard that I want to take the premiumship of my art.
Yeah.
And that's why I take time to put out new music and stuff like that, because it's always for a purpose.
Yeah.
It's always for a purpose.
Yeah, I
And
feel
I
that.
think from Polayamo to Envelope to Mangalengalin,
Yeah.
there's been that story that's still connecting, that a lot of people can see. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
aspirational, it's like reaching for something. It's like,
Yeah.
trying to get there, while
Yeah.
you're never always there, but, you find something, some solace in your life
Yeah.
to reach for ultimate peace, for ultimate, like, glory and whatever. And I respect that. And I respect the fact that, you give niggas a call trying to figure out how niggas trying to survive. But then I ask you the same question. It's like, who's your fucking circle? Who are you around? Because like you say, Honora, when it comes to like where you're alone,
no.
that's where it becomes deadly, because, you wake up in the middle of the evening and then you're going to be able to purchase it by yourself. You check who you need to check, whatever. But like if you have people around you, they're going to call on you at a certain hour and whatever. It's like, yo, okay, you're in that little hole by your fucking self. You know what I mean?
No.
Don't you feel like you need to get out of that shit, dog? Like, and make appointments with people, link up with people on time. Not saying that, like we've been doing this thing with hours for like 4 weeks and shit.
What? What's that?
Longer than, but like,
Yeah. And you
to connect, because like I'll ask you about like when I heard about the fight between you and your bro,
Oh man.
but when that shit was
Yes.
on the internet and shit. You know immediately what I thought? I thought it was a fight over, I don't know, man. I just thought maybe it was something about it, the habit, and he's calling you out in front of people or whatever, because family will not give a fuck. They will call you out, especially if they feel what they're right. So I always wondered. I don't know if you want to talk on that shit or, relationship with family based on, you are trying to better yourself, but like, not everyone is going to be happy with you. And some niggas want to see you fail. Even if they are family, nigga, I don't give a rat's ass. Some niggas just want you to fail.
I don't want to answer that.
You don't want to talk to that, huh?
No.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. I want to talk about your favorite writers.
Okay.
Because,
Writers.
hey, Bakwad.
Sydney Sheldon.
No, I'm talking
Yeah.
about the kids who doing the damn music, nigga.
Oh yeah. Oh, One Take is crazy. Jackalas is crazy. Hey, mana matakawa bukali. Louis.
Don't just stick to the rappers. Kind of we thought what's
Yeah.
crazy.
Impossible. She's just.
Even while we're at that, before you finish your list and whatever, well, how do you feel about being, winning Best R&B at the BOMUS?
Well, I mean, I didn't even know the song was a hit.
R&B. I want to start with R&B.
Yeah.
How would you classify your music? And are you comfortable with that description of that project?
Well, I think most of my music is based on most of what I fail to say or digest,
Yeah.
So the music is like it's channeling,
Yeah.
like it's a station that channels to to understand, to
Yeah.
create meaning out of how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And when you create from that space, you put most of yourself in it. It's like an energy you give out.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, something like that.
At least like when you have like a connection with the people that you release music for, and you know, Hardy for asking that question.
Yeah.
I can see it through you off a little bit.
Which,
You know that deal. I know, you know, some of this stuff, you know, you see on the news and then you just ask. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, but
I'm happy about that.
no stress about it.
Yeah, because you know we want people to be in a safe place here.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't want people to be out here thinking we're trying to get clicks. We're talking about your favorite writers, and what do you think about? Okay, we won 3. You said Impossibina.
Yeah.
One take, and what do you think
Jagalas.
about Hansi?
Oh, Hennessy is also a good writer.
Yeah.
I don't even categorize Hennessy. I think he's just on a different. He's in a different world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I mean, me and him, we spoke when we went to England. You know, about possible ventures together,
Yeah.
and he's one guy that actually supports. Like he literally pays me.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
and he doesn't even consider it as payment, but
Yeah.
you know, he's like, yo, I want.
Yeah.
Even as he had like a situation on the Friday show, and then we're like, no, keep that money.
Yeah.
We'll plan something. We'll do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a good writer as well. Dintle is also a good writer and a good ass producer. Like,
Why do you think they're not catching on to Dintle?
basically, you know, like I noticed that the way I see things is totally different, but they're simple to me. But I think people find it difficult. It's like, you know, I started from scratch on my own, and I've never had any industrial support or guidance. You know,
Yeah.
I just knew what to do. You know, I just got on a computer, learned what managers do, the administration. You know, I actually registered my company when I was doing Form 5. You know, and I had.
But investments gonna keep.
But I mean investments, yeah. And we were making T-shirts and all that. There was no
Yeah.
drugs then.
Yeah.
And then, first year I did my first mixtape, Batobami mixtape. Did the second mixtape. Incredible is a mixtape.
Yeah, that
Went to Malaysia over that mixtape, and then I came back and I did Pulau Moto. No, I did ATF versus Nelo, and then I did Pulau Moto, then Envelope with Wikirin Korong, and now
Yeah.
that R&B single release, even Mangalengaling, like Slim Kid produced that. Yeah, but
This kid is on some shit.
yeah, he's crazy. He's actually dope, and you know, everything comes with we see things differently sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like me and him have had sort of like a not so quite understanding of how to work the business side of things.
Yeah, yeah.
But one person who's acknowledging that,
Yeah.
and you know, we good.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. I mean,
I'd love for you to hold on to some of these relationships because you're not getting any younger as well. Like you can only grow, I guess, sometimes. Like what you do with Vizo,
yeah,
you know. I don't know if people hear that shit. Like because Vizo is also getting into mixing now, like a bit
Yeah.
more, you know.
he actually missed, you know, a lot of songs for me. Skabawara, you know, he
And
mixed-
even recording and engineering as well. Like it's
all
something he's
that.
becoming so. But like like the way that nigga chops you up, nigga.
no, he's
Who does that? Is there anyone else who
Vizo-
does that which you know?
I
And
mean,
how did you niggas even connect? Because I
Vizo
think
actually hollered at me like a year before we started working together, and then there was COVID,
Yeah.
and then he was really instrumental to the music I actually have now.
Yeah.
Because I just did a whole lot of music with Vizo, being patient, understanding. You know,
the good brother, man.
he's a good brother, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you that he's
He's an amazing.
a good man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and shout out to him. He's on Netflix, man. Hey,
what?
he's on Netflix.
Who's on Netflix?
Hey, this show, Got the Love is something. So he's
Oh
like
my
a
God.
single guy about to link up.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's on Netflix, so it's popping up. We haven't watched it. It's hosted by Mini that Mini.
Mini.
Cut the man. Kimang mediele ya wenza hii.
Tebi said.
No, not Timby said. No, it's
Wait.
not Boiti. It's Mini the Mini. It's
Eh?
Mini the Mini. Yeah, she's the one hosting it.
Okay.
It's a big show.
Yeah.
So all the time,
He's looking for love, what
So yeah, it's like a Love Island type sort of show. I forgot the name. Yeah. Wait, man, I did plug his in, huh? I get plug his sharp. So he's on there. So how did
Okay.
you guys decide to make music like? And now, like Skababa War, like the way that shit was cut up, like what he does with your vocals, because I know, you know, you are like pretty, you know, maniacal about.
What's that?
It's crazy about it, like
Yeah.
how you position your voice, where it's at, what the ad lib is, or, you know, how they chop it up. He does it like, and it's consistent.
Yeah.
Which other tracks did he do again? Because I hear the
He
chops,
did
nigga.
Stimamullo.
Stimamullo also.
Yeah, he did that, and he did Release. He did. Man, that guy did all my songs, dog.
But do you hear this combo?
I know, dog. Like it's crazy. Like, it's like it's beautifully knit. Like, you know,
It's like a match made in heaven.
With even Mellow, you know, people
Yeah.
felt it was a match made in heaven. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I just have this luck of meeting. Although the life I live is full of poison, there's so much good that outweighs the poison in it. You know?
Sorry. No, I know you are a good brother, my nigga. Don't ever think otherwise. Sometimes I like that, you know, our mistakes don't define us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what we learn from that, and then we keep it moving. The show is actually called Love Never Lies.
Oh.
Yeah, Love Never Lies. So, Visa Views on there, guys. Check it out. It's on Netflix as well.
Wow.
I don't know. What do you think is left for you to accomplish at this point in time? Because, like you say, the music, you'd like to go show your other talents and chill a little bit. Do you know when? And what are the plans going forward for ATI?
Like I said, I'm in an event of trying to get healthy,
Yeah.
trying to be stable
Yeah.
in all aspects, be it material wise, be it spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to go with this ideology of putting myself first, because I just don't think, like, I'm not greedy. Like, in fact,
Yeah.
you know, for me, it's like I need to, wherever I'm at, I don't deny myself anything.
Yeah.
If I can afford it, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't just watch you watch me
Yeah.
if you don't have that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of the people that, you know, I've actually, they've just seen me. Let's go. You getting what I'm getting, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always been the guy that I think tries to overcompensate
Yeah.
for a lack within self.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Damn, dog. No, Tata, now you know.
So it's always that void. That void is actually the motivation that I used to pull through with, you know? Because you get to start afresh all the time.
Yeah.
You know? Because now for me, like I'm saying, I have to chill out. I'm doing this music thing. I'm still going to be out there. But the working of myself shall forever be a part of my life. And to answer your question, that's as far as I can depict of what my next move is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With endorsements and stuff, what would you tell artists about, like, you know, getting endorsements in BW? Is it worth it? Because going after these corporates, and what is your experience with the corporates, Mobutan?
I wouldn't give anybody advice on endorsements, because it's not doesn't make you a businessman. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it restricts what you can do and say. Because if these guys are gonna give you money, their vision is beyond whether your sanity is safe. And for me, I don't think I'd advise anybody to to rely on endorsements, but make those single one pullers until you can catch that million. You know what I'm saying? Every 1 million there's a 10 tab in there. You know what I'm saying? So I look at running a business from that far end. Or when I get around, if Choppies can turn the roof upside down over and I think a defect or an inconsistency in their accounts, they go as far as they can to find out why there is no balance in the balance sheet.
Yeah.
To
make sure what's going on.
Yeah. So little we need to be from there. How to someone plan? How we type? Can you get the one person you are Babarikisang?
Yeah.
I mean, people talk, how do they actually survive? How much do they make?
Profit margin at the blind. That's what you do on airtime. Profit margin at the blind.
But they still make it
Every
work.
day.
They still make it work, and I think Lina, with me, how to get these didn't slow. Just because you don't need many friends. You don't need I don't think it's a freedom end, and we're not free.
Yeah.
How are you gonna be free about yourself if I don't know? It's a free end.
No doubt.
It's a free end.
I feel you.
You get that?
Hey, no,
And
I hear you.
that's hot, eh?
That's hard, like bars. No, you should put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
Free end, that's nice.
No, hey, pal. Hey, orara, wana bo soulmate ya na. Don't.
Agro bana, but solo I'm bigila ba takata wa. Yo ba twin flame in soulmate. Kanga dog, kanga dia ka wana tat. 2019, kare. I was driving ke botsa batho di star signs tsa bone ke checka gore a ne ke roll no hate ke soulmate and they mona go sa nne gone go bola ke phithela jele go ka sa ne monna ke botsa gore soulmate kana tsa begile ya mo molong ke botsa o ta temoga nna kana ke ta bona sengwe yo
o mo latetse
ke mo seng in the world ke mo hate mo Botswana hantele ke tsama go kasane bo tutume ke bata soulmate ya gape na go a teng kana ka re ke bona di synchronicity here bo 4 ba le bantsi bo 1
nna gore this connecting
mana ba twa ban people played mind games on me over that shit.
Yeah. That's how niggas catch you out. When
Yeah,
you start
like-
seeing, okay, this is what he's into. Okay, star
And then
signs.
all of a sudden, I'm like, what? This is soulmate, bro. I don't think
It's for me.
I gotta wake up.
Yeah.
I gotta go back home. And I went back home, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, man.
I hear you, my nigga. No, I feel you.
It's like Disney. It's
Yes,
like it's art.
No, I hear you, sir. No, narita anna rentsere le ka le bo Solomon mo go senka di soul. Well, nna ke e bone soulmate.
Hey, you gonna?
I gotta get to the talk on.
No.
This is one of the few episodes she's not been here.
Oh, okay.
Wona na le bo kopana le tsala ga go da.
Okay.
I go dumedisa.
Oh, yeah.
Rentsere swala.
Razal.
I get it's got to I mean, but don't like pula kantele mona, and I mean, I don't know what you're planning on like doing for this upcoming album. When is it supposed to drop? And you know, what are we gonna see differently? Because, like I say, it feels like you're a big fish in a small pond, Robin.
Yeah.
And people are always gonna be on you about that. Or yo,
Yeah.
nigga, can we take this outside? Can we take this somewhere else? What do you think? Like, when I was to pelo, like, are you okay? Like, what are you aspiring to do? Because I know these questions are hard.
No, but
I've had questions like this before, and I'm like, yeah. But people want to know, okay, this is my favorite, and would this be his last album because
Yeah.
he says he wants to do other things, or am I gonna be able to see him on another project? And is he, you know, what do your fans, these many fans, dog?
Yeah,
you
no,
know
I
about the
mean,
future?
I mean, like, I'm always gonna love music, and I'm always gonna make songs.
Yes.
And my upcoming album is gonna be in conjunction with where I'm at
Yes.
in life, because I need things to happen for me to be able to write.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of things have happened in 2024. Even though I released these many songs from the EP, I have a ton of new songs because I record almost like every week.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I record every night. You know,
Who helps you with the marketing though?
The marketing.
Is it Bena Koboto?
Well, I have Bena as working with me.
Yeah.
Tato does our online presence.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's good with that. He's
No doubt.
You know, yeah.
Shout out Tato.
So that's how we do it. And then I have a graphics guy that I depend on for like graphics and a whole lot of stuff.
Because you know how to run your business.
Yeah. I actually think, you know, the devil wouldn't go after me if I had nothing to offer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
So do you think people think you don't know how to run your shit though?
they get shocked when they.
But Ati,
Yeah.
sometimes, I don't know. I'm not saying you put on an act
No.
sometimes. But I think sometimes it depends where you are.
Yeah.
How you're going to be receptive to like whatever is happening in the situation.
Yeah.
But when I don't know what I can say Sun Tzu, King.
Sinto.
Sinto, King, yeah.
Stoic. Being stoic.
No, being playing dumb.
Yeah, no, I love playing
playing
dumb.
aloof.
Yeah, I like playing dumb.
I think there were times when he wants me to repeat myself. And there's one thing I hate. Like, I hate repeating myself. Because we sort of get like a number fan about Mufli Yoba one. But how so I wanted to, like, you know, your t-shirt here. Excuse me, what'd you say? Yo, fuck this nigga, man. Because I know what he's doing. I go to subtitle. So I'll be pissed. So I will do that, huh? Uncle, no, this nigga. All right, cool. I'll repeat it. But I will always take it because, like, and I don't know. How do you do that? Because you're so switched on, and that's why you're able to run your business.
Yeah.
Hey, so when do you choose what to be?
Well, that's why I say there's a spiritual aspect
Yeah.
to me. Like, with me, it's a sure thing. I know the cause and effect of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it all stems from intention. You know,
Yeah.
my intent is the biggest blesser in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it might look ugly, it might not look worthy, or it might not have any meaning, but when I touch it, it's gonna change. It's like wherever I go, I know that I'm able to just be blessed and bless.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's basically what keeps me going. Plus, like, the spiritual aspect about it is the riches.
Yeah.
That's why I mean I'm not scared to. I'm not scared. I don't care if I'm poor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause I mean, if I gotta eat in the dustbins, I'll eat there.
Yeah.
But I'll never die for an image.
Yeah. I feel you, my nigga.
Like, ATI is not the biggest thing in my life. It's just a part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's,
Yeah.
I mean, ngwana Julian.
Yeah.
Ngwana Julian also ote.
And what about, if you don't mind me asking, you can tell me to keep it moving. But what about your relationships with the guys that everyone used to see you next to? You know, our homie there from Phase 4. What the man?
Nah.
K2. You know, James, Ratsosa.
Yeah.
How are your relationships with those guys? Because they were like really out there. Give a fan now, about James and because you know them niggas loved you, man.
Yeah, it's Kar. Hatte kwesirwe, ulole kwesirwe mtako mabari. Hey, last car.
Nabantu.
How do you think you got mad?
No, I got mad. Go to Rekwana. Neka go at the man.
Cousin has
Ozina
been
ngatu
petri.
akalubotle.
Oh.
hey, late thing one and look on the one. But those were niggas who were close to you, so I don't know. I think, do you go around breaking up like you're not gonna like have friends like you're gonna grow old with and be like, yo, can late he sound in a little more. How are those relationships? Because those are the ones that I think I saw. You and Ozzy made up, but that he's not as old folks and old friends like those other cats. So, what can you say about that? Those relationships are broken.
I mean, like as it is, like everybody, most people's intelligence is from the education system.
Yeah.
And when you talk about new governance, and I hope the latest governing party
Yeah.
could really, the biggest change should be in the education system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
We need a different kind of learning, because how many people are going to be privy or lucky enough to have maybe my type of thinking that is just fluid.
Yeah.
The kind of insight that one can hone an idea
Yeah.
to maybe, I don't know, like the guy that first created the spaceships.
Yeah.
The guy that created took cotton and turned it into what it is.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, man.
that's where we need to be thinking on such a level, like from a level of creating, manufacturing,
Yeah.
solving problems.
Niggas got left behind.
Yeah, like we just we're consumers,
You wanted to keep making shit.
We gotta keep creating.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, for me, I don't limit myself to like what I can do. All I have is the life that I live.
Yeah.
So if I gotta try painting, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Hitler was a painter before he became the president.
Watch out for that rabbit hole. Every time Hitler did something good, we're getting cancelled.
Oh no! Like,
But I'm playing, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's how the education system.
He wanted to be a painter. He tried. I saw some of those things. Guys.
I mean, but me, what I'm saying
Yeah, I
is,
feel you though.
what I'm saying is, what we know mostly is the history of Europe than our own history.
Yes, sir.
There's a greater need to conserve our culture
Yes, sir.
and actually infuse it into the younger generation so that they can know better and connect with that history that is genuine and pure.
What is your relationship with younger musicians, younger than you? Because now I think some of them probably call you OG. Welcome to the shit. Well, uncle, you started this shit. So I'm sure now they call you Uncle Ati and shit. So what is your relationship with them? And do they respect what you've done to make things softer for them?
Well, I mean, they behave like I would have behaved if I didn't behave this way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Arrogance. What are they? What are they doing?
No, I mean, like they're coming into a skewed reality about the music industry. They see more of the bling bling, and kind of like shut out any curiosity to know beyond just being famous and powerful and rich.
Yeah.
When you ask a younger person than myself, they probably think I'm wasting my time if I don't just swing my sword. And it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
When you have such a great influence in people where you cannot overexcite yourself over such things.
Yeah.
But you take notion of just how many people depend on anything that is of hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I say the education system needs to be kind of like.
What do you think they
looked
should
at.
do to it a lot? Like, what more do you think they should add to it? They should let people be more creative, pretty much.
There's a need for more research and more preservation of the our ancestors or whatever.
people
There should
before
be
us.
more information on that than there is of Europe.
Yeah.
About Europe history.
It's
The
a hard
Cold
one.
War.
Yeah.
I mean, history of the Cold War, the Ing. And
Even then, Cold War, I think, Neil Van Nabagolo, Ban Cold War. Your name World War II, Evan Nabagolo, about Zahana. But what about someone like about 1850 something and about 1860? The Fakani. But beyond the Fakani and back, there's really nothing much. There's this gentleman, Jeff Ramsey. History at blind. The problem is that a lot of it is in museums, and young people like the ones from Bolim Queen and whatever, you'd think these kids would be able to walk into these buildings and get these manuscripts and try and create something that can be regurgitated to Banababa. And which is why we respect you and we love you so much for being able to put storytelling in your music.
Yeah.
Some, I failed that shit a lot, nigga. I was.
I mean, I got a D in
D,
Setswana as well.
D, pause. What? But we got that D, So no. With that, what would you say to them? Because they're not putting their best foot forward. Well,
I mean,
and I know recently, congratulations.
okay, thank you.
But it can't start from his dad,
Yeah.
and his uncle, Retsekid. They can't start from there.
Well, I mean, like,
What would you say to them, the script writer, because I don't know what they're waiting for. Why aren't they writing more things? Why aren't people putting out shit?
Well, I mean, it also comes down to one of the most important things that our new government needs to look at.
Yeah.
There should be a budget for research on a lot of us as people, because we're acting crazy because we don't know ourselves.
Yeah.
And when you speak of the young generation is young, and they are the ones who really need this information going forward, because you can imagine most of us, we have our children and we just teach them English.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, there's so much haunting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that, pal. I think I'm gonna kill it because this is the longest you've spoken in 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remix hibernate. What are you pointing at, nigga? Yeah, speak, nigga.
So you went here,
Yeah. Yeah.
One man show.
Yeah.
are you gonna see maybe Cameroon, Sorowe, kind of what happened?
Definitely.
You're gonna do another
that's-
one man show.
That's in the pipeline, and I feel maybe with the new government, things will be a bit easier for me to, get the stadium and fill that thing up. I mean,
They better. Come on.
yeah. I mean,
With
like,
all due respect. Hey.
it's like I'm saying, it's all hope, and
Yeah.
we aspire.
So who stole your money the last time?
I got that.
Ah, speak
You
Sele
know
Mola,
what?
I
I gotta be
know
careful
it's
what
wrong.
I say.
How already this story about e le gore ke mang yo phamotseng ko mane?
Hey, dog, you know what? I get to wear. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna. Hey,
Hey, who took the shit?
dog. Hey, nkile ka
Did
bua.
you take it?
Nkile ka bua di kgang tse di kana ya. A be mana. E le mollo hell.
E gona go tsenya motorong ko kganyeng.
Ke ma ga te keng. Ke
O mollo.
ma ga re se re ko re se re bua mawaza. A ke ba tore ke bua mawaza gona.
You never got your money back.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
man.
what's
I
it-
mean, it was bad business, but it was also some form of learning.
It was a start.
It was like
It was a great start. Well,
like-
not really great, but it was a
yeah.
start.
Because even now sometimes I ask myself, what is it that's in me that can touch the soul to a point of obsession, to a point of even mimicking, like.
There's a lot of them. It started with Spiza.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
These kids with like little eye drops and shit. I've never experienced that type of fame, nigga. And I'm pretty famous,
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm actually your biggest fan, dog.
No, when I got but like I don't understand how you live with that.
I
I don't really know because I don't
it's
even
not-
think
it's not
Mampizi
okay.
is on that level. Maybe a younger Mampizi, you know, but like yours has been through like a 10, 15 year
Yeah.
span where it's crazy and how you interact with them when you're in those little spaces as well. You know, but maybe I think maybe in you and Mampizi, maybe in that level, like whatever. But yours is Manako.
Manako,
Maniac and then AL. But
Okay.
like that's where I'm at. It's like how do you process that type of love, man? It must be
One time I just said to myself, I'll never know the truth. Because I mean,
people will lie to you.
people, whether they are aware of it unconsciously, they don't tell you the truth, the ugly truth. They just can't deal with how you would be acting if they disappointed you.
Yeah, they
I
don't
wanna
want to
get-
disappoint you.
Well, they don't
Yeah.
want to disappoint me, and I'm like, that's why I don't have any friends. Because
You don't want yes man.
yeah,
But these niggas in your position who thrive of yes man, Ibile, that's what they look forward to the most.
well, like
But you want
See-
what? You want a genuine connection if it's there.
no, I've had genuine connections,
Yeah.
like you were saying, Bo James, the
Yeah.
Wiki too. Those are my people for life.
Yeah.
Those are my people for life. But to me, we're doing things they are
Yeah.
because life cannot be just around us. You know, sometimes it's even better if we part ways and and work together from the spaces that we would be at.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Because like right now, man, I can't even fathom what I could say if I was a Form 5, a little Form 5, gore nkabe ke na le kitso ya gore ke thopedi tsala yang, but
Yeah.
most of our friendships are default relationships. Ka re tswa gae mmogo, ka gore gongwe re tswa sekolong mmogo, wa bona.
Yeah.
And I know people who still have their high school friends as friends, and
That's weird as fuck.
ha re ba reetsa buta dikgang tsa bone
Kgakolagalo nako ele go reminisce blind. Ay man.
gape o itse nna ke rate ntwa ya botsala o itse gore motho o kgona go bontsha dilo tse di tshosang wa
Yeah.
bona, but mme gape o kgona le ditsala tse e leng gore tota go bua nnete you want to keep them safe.
Yeah.
You're too good. I'm not yet at that vibe. I'm still in my toxicity because you wanna save them from heartache.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to hurt. No, you don't. You don't want to go
man.
around breaking hearts. And you don't want people to give you a position that you can't even qualify for in their lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, ding.
Yeah, as long as you're unfolding this with your psychiatrist as well, because I can tell when you are working on yourself, and I think that's what's important at this point in time. All of us really need to take time to work on ourselves before we can put other people in our lives like that. So I respect that.
Yeah.
Completely. And what do you do to people who blow up your phone even though you're not answering? Are people, are you able to do your job properly?
No, the thing
your
is-
managers are handling things properly.
Well, I mean, like, I limit my. Okay, while I'm crazy about YouTube, I'm crazy about researching.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, I got he has he logs into my
Yeah.
So he tells me he can actually see my research history.
Yeah.
It's always about sea life, tarot cards, spirituality,
Yeah.
how to record yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's basically
It's
what I-
educating yourself, man.
Yeah.
And it comes with dropping out of university.
to compensate.
You feel less than. You know
but
about
Yeah, me agrobara. Na that is
Batho
girl.
some we go kids, I don't know.
No, yeah, tata.
At your own pace and the things that you like.
But
Oh, shit.
yo. Quick. Hey.
Turi white.
Toot.
Yeah. Ka to tla ra ha shushu bona dulas.
This girl Tabujang. This girl Tabujang, eh?
I'm sure it's a come on.
Hey, money.
That's just what I'm saying. I forgot the question.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like how do you eat?
we'll see. Yeah.
Eh, no, question. Nya go ikoketsa.
Hey, we go get that through-
me
through the
nna
internet.
ke ikoketsa thata ka ditsela tse ke ikoketsang ka tsone go nana.
I think you're fascinated by wildlife for some reason.
Yes, I'm fascinated. I could want the sea, the
Yeah.
ocean, like the whales.
Yeah.
The octopus, like
Yeah.
octopus they wanna go observe a human being. Gape, an octopus can also predict the future.
Yeah.
And you're talking about an animal that can actually literally change its RNA.
Yeah.
RNA is like our DNA.
Yeah.
And that's terrestrial.
Yeah.
And extraterrestrial.
Yes, but I like that.
You know?
I fucks with that shit. Like,
Yeah,
I'm all about that. Well, I'll have a
It
good
stimulates
brunch.
your mind. I have a motokolo who knows, I don't know, plenty of what life lives in the
Under the
ocean.
sea, yeah.
Guys, the ocean, there's a place where there's a lot of
Yeah.
I didn't get
You
the-
can't just go in there without being under pressure. I think it will crash you.
It's just
You're
but
talking to a
there's like-
believer, dog. Don't worry, we're together. You're talking to a fucking believer. I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
octopuses do Twitter behavior around too. Where like sometimes they'll even when they take them out and then they put like a jar.
Yeah.
It's about to get like a crab inside. And then it goes around the fucking jar until it's hard. And then it gets inside and gets the crab. But I find that shit fascinating because
Yeah.
just generally,
Yeah.
dog, you know. And so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a dropout thing.
Nigga, it's not nigga, come on, man.
I'm sorry, though. But
Don't
like,
play with me.
your favorite artist, give me 3 right now. Who is killing it? And do you think the soundtrack of like Botswana right now? Like, I know that's a hard question, but
Yeah.
like because you're so genre fluid, you know, give me some of your favorite artists right now who you think have the potential to be here as long as you've been.
Well, I think, you know, I
E kana go motho go rialo, motho a teng a nna tlhogo tona ba sa dire
yeah,
spy.
no, but it's
Eish.
okay. One of my favorite artists, Dintle.
On the track.
Hey, Jason, yeah, you After Dawn. There's this other guy that I came across, man. This guy, the guy who produced, this guy produced one track of mine.
Mm.
Oh. You know, it was a different kind of guy. Yeah. So his name is Jason, this guy.
Come on, nigga. When you walk in that shit, come on. How do you do a take like that? You can't tell me you wrote it.
Yeah, I
Because
wrote
I've
it.
seen you hum, like, you know, in the car and
Yeah.
shit. And then, you know, and then you come in there maybe, and then that's when you do the take.
Yeah.
That. It's like, how do you do a take like that? Like,
Most of my songs are pretty much, they're built out of a peculiar word, you know.
Pusso, hello, what was your holding on?
The song was
thing
called
there?
After Dawn. It was produced by After Dawn, and I was resonating with it as in, like, you know, I'm making a little bit of progress, and that's my After Dawn, you know. Hey, but like I'll name a song like Kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is a disease that I used to read a lot about. Mama, I look
Yeah.
So there was this big medical book disease
Yeah.
that, you know. So most of my vocabulary is medical like.
Yeah.
I want to get around.
Yeah.
So
I hear that.
yeah.
I hear that shit.
And then I also read a lot of Sidney Sheldon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Steele. I read a lot of that.
That's not good fiction though. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
But I always feel like it comes from truth.
Hey, look on this sister. But have you seen movies about them? Or about like I'm in like a big house in the Hamptons and whatever, and like next to her balcony.
No, that's when
They now have the money.
When they
Yeah.
now have the money and
Yeah.
probably, you know, about to release another book.
Another book, yeah.
Because you gotta understand Hollywood. Hollywood works. it works in a crazy way, dog.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of spiritual aspect, the spiritual aspect about Hollywood, and then there's also a spiritual aspect about Botswana.
Yeah.
Botswana is very key in the world's even existence, like a major country. That's why we don't know much about us ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, man.
I kind of knew that, there was going to be a change this year. And that's why in 2020, I knew I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
I went around because sometimes, like I'm saying, when the ancestors, they'll pick somebody that will come and make everything crumble. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the way that people got on board with how much they needed to realize what they had limited themselves to us, that I gotta say, man, the ancestors channeled what they channeled through me, and they just made everything work. And right now it's all unfolding. You know what I'm saying? Whoever thought?
No
You know what I'm
one.
saying?
Not in, no one. No one.
Whoever thought?
And quick side note, Red Dada recently retired from politics.
Thank you, hallelujah. And nigga, yeah.
So that is about time.
You better.
No, I think
Well,
that's,
no.
yeah, that's what
I mean, man, like, it breaks a heart what we as Botswana have been valued to us, man. Like, even the national anthem, it speaks of these times. You know what I'm saying? It's prophetic. It's a manifestation. And KT was there, mo family nya rona from Mahalape side. Then a lot of people were related.
Yeah.
And I think they have this level of calmness with anything regarding to upholding oneself.
Yeah, man. I respect that, my nigga.
Yeah.
But Ati, I love you very, very much, Papa, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear the album when it finally drops.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see also what you want to do on the side.
Yeah.
You know what?
I like cooking.
You want to do a cooking show?
Man, I
We got cameras?
want to sell beans. Like, listen to this. I want to sell beans. Just
Whose beans?
Dinawa.
Can I run a farm queen?
No, I mean, that's an aspiration.
Oh, you want to do like an endorsement or work with someone?
No, while my haladi now, the beans, the I'm telling you, in China, there's actually a restaurant that actually specializes in soup. The soup we had. So that's where I'm at. Cook beans and it's man.
No.
Dinawa di motele. I mean, my dad is a farmer.
There's some land you can use.
Yeah.
If you need to make your own.
My dad, he's a farmer. You know, he makes a lot of beans. He makes Moroasana. Do I say into daughter here? I say, worry. It's hodil. All love.
I know, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Papa. We absolutely love you.
And shout out to Local Corner. Like these men held me down for so long.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No,
it's all love.
But they're underground like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But
they help a lot of people that you'd never even know that they're always in the background. You know, they don't want. You know, I've never heard them on some, hey.
We made you. We made this for you.
Straight up.
I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is ATI. One more time, man. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you.
As we move on with the show, Dr. Rukara is on the other side, and she's talking about cervical cancer. So, keep it locked. It's the Pootycast. Oh, wait.
Different identities. Pooty Podcast with BSCAR.
Yo, what's up? We're back again, and we're getting healthy on the Pootycast. And as usual, in the house, we're joined by Dr. Rukara. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, took a young leave there, but we're glad to have you back. I think we'll just jump straight into it. I want to talk about cervical cancer. We've been talking about men a bit too much, It was becoming a bit, one-sided. Cervical cancer is a significant public health issue, and particularly amongst low and middle-income countries. Can you start off with explaining what cervical cancer is and what are its primary causes?
So cervical cancer is one of the most common cancers affecting women. And in Botswana, it is the leading cause of cancer in women and leading cause of death in cancers in women in Botswana. So I think that's very important to be aware of. And in terms of what cervical cancer is, it's basically cancer that affects the cervix, which is the lower part of the uterus. In Setswana, we usually call it mulomo wa pupelo.
Yeah.
So this is a cancer that affects women and results in increased mortality and morbidity in women, especially between the ages of 21 to all the way up to late ages in their 70s, yes.
Okay. All right. So it is the main one that, a lot of women suffer from. I think I know, some people who have had this uteruses removed. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can speak on that. You know what I mean? But my mom had something like that. So you mean this is a way of avoiding it spreading in your body?
So the removal of the uterus, which we call a hysterectomy, depending on what stage the cancer is diagnosed, can be one of the treatment modalities. But also once your uterus has been removed completely, then your risk of getting cervical cancer is also reduced. So it can be part of treatment, but not most women who get hysterectomies is usually due to heavy bleeding or sometimes uterine cancer. That's cancer in the uterus, not necessarily cervical cancer. So the reason for getting hysterectomies, they vary.
Okay, so what are some of the key factors for developing cervical cancer? You keep saying cervical. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Tomato.
Hey, what are the key factors for developing cervical cancer?
So I think the most important risk factor is infection with a virus called human papilloma virus. So this is a virus that's sexually transmitted. So because of that, any increased risk of sexual exposure in a woman increases the risk of them developing cervical cancer. So in women, the earlier you start having sex, which we call sexual debut, then the greater your risk. The more sexual partners you have, that means you're more likely to get the virus from other partners. Women who have early pregnancy, so the younger you are falling pregnant, it means you probably started having sex early. Many babies, so that may risk many partners. And then also immunosuppression, basically anything that reduces your immune system's ability to fight or get rid of this virus, then results in cervical cancer. So these are what we call human papilloma virus associated. But we also have non-human papilloma virus risk factors, so low socioeconomic status. So that's why cancer is a problem in low developed countries like Botswana and other countries, because the screening and testing as well as diagnosis is done late. The other things is smoking has been associated with cervical cancer.
How, doctor? How?
So smoking.
How the connection?
Smoking, because of the carcinogens. So carcinogens are chemicals that are found within cigarette smokes. So these increase the risk of normal cells now behaving abnormally, resulting in cancer. So it's because of the chemicals in the cigarette smoking that have been linked to that. Another thing that is linked to cervical cancer is use of contraceptive, combined oral contraceptives for a prolonged period of time. And genetics. So if you've got a family member, mother, sister who had it, then your risks are also quite increased for developing cervical cancer, yes.
So how then can a woman reduce these? Is there a way that you can actually reduce your chances of actually getting cervical cancer?
So I think the good thing with
quit smoking.
Yeah,
you can start there.
So I think the first one. Yes, eliminating these risk factors that are that you can prevent. That's number one. But the good thing with cervical cancer is that out of all the cancers or most of the cancers, there's early detection. So you can actually pick up the cervical cancer before it has developed, and there are certain changes that happen in the cervix, whether it's picking up the HPV infection early on, or actually picking up the early changes which we call CIN, which is called cervical intraepithelial neoplasia. So this is before the cancer has actually developed, and these are diagnosed by various methods. So the commonest thing is pap smear, which we encourage women to do. Other things is called a visual inspection with acetic acid, where they actually go in and look at the cervix, put in an acidic, and if the color changes to white, it may indicate that there's early changes of cancer or the precancerous form. So the good thing about cervical cancer is that it can be picked up early, but a patient needs to be screened.
Yeah.
Without the screening, then you won't be able to pick it up. And unfortunately, by the time a patient has symptoms, the disease is usually advanced.
I don't know if everyone has a gynecologist, but I want to talk about that as a topic as well. What would you advise women? Because some people probably feel, I'm just healthy. I don't have to see a certain doctor every other couple of months. What type of relationship should one have with a gynecologist, and how does one get it started?
Yeah, so it's important to see a gynecologist for those who have access. But the good thing is that most general practitioners and even those doctors in non-resource in resource-strained areas can still do the screening.
Okay.
So that's the good thing. You don't actually need to go to a gynecologist for the screening.
Okay.
However, once the diagnosis has been made, then a specialist needs to come on board, a gynecologist plus oncologist and radio oncologist when needed, as well as the surgeons. So screening can be done by even nurses have been trained to actually screen patients. So it's not an issue of saying I don't have a gynecologist or I can't afford a gynecologist. So screening, patients need to be aware, especially if you're high risk, that you need to do your screening. So I always say any woman who's sexually active, if you've had sex, you are at risk because you're not able to tell whether your partner has the virus or not.
Yeah.
And the older you are, the more likely the chances are, the more your sexual partners have been, the more likely you are to have the strain that is going to cause the cervical cancer. So every woman should be screened, and the screening protocols depend on how much your risk factor is.
Yeah.
So if you have a normal pap smear, usually you can repeat after every 3 years.
Okay.
If you are able to do the HPV test, which is to check the specific virus, you can, if it's not detected, then you can do it repeat every 5 years. And you can actually do a combination of both the pap smear and the genetic test. And then if it's normal, repeat every 5 years. But for patients who are at high risk, those which, especially HIV, patients who are immunocompromised from other diseases, such as who've received transplant, patients with other autoimmune diseases like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, where they get immunosuppressive drugs, they need to be screened more regularly because their body is not able to clear the HPV. So they need to screen probably every year instead of every 3 to 5 years.
Awesome. And I think I saw somewhere about vaccinations.
Yeah.
Is that also an option? Like what type of vaccination are you taking for something like this? Because it looks like it comes in different forms.
Yeah.
So what type of vaccination would you be getting?
So the good thing is HPV now they've developed a vaccine.
Okay.
And the vaccines vary in terms of availability country to country. And what they looked at is to say in terms of the viruses that cause the cancer, there are specific types, which we call genotypes. So 16 and 18 have been implicated with cervical cancer, but there are also different ones, such as 11, that can be associated with other cancers. So it's not just cervical cancer that you're protecting yourself against, because with this virus in men, it can lead to penile cancer. Because of increased oral sex, remember it's sexually transmitted, you also get oral pharyngeal cancer, not just in the cervix. So you also worry about anal cancer as well. Vaginal and vulvar cancer are all implicated with this virus. So this virus, the vaccine actually prevents patients from developing this. And the age where we usually stay is before sex.
Yeah.
Because if you've already had sex, your chances are you already have the vaccine. So girls in Botswana since 2015, they started a vaccination program in primary school. So all kids between the ages of 11 to 13, but now even up to 9 years old can get vaccinated against HPV. So currently the national program is targeted at females, but in other countries, even males get vaccinated because remember, you're going to get it from a male sexual partner.
Yeah.
So it's good to actually vaccinate both males and females, so both boys and girls. And even up to the age of 26, you can still get an advantage. Especially if you haven't been sexually active, you can still be vaccinated. Or even if you have developed cancer or precancerous lesions, it doesn't necessarily mean you can not get the vaccine. So you discuss it with your doctor, look at the advantages and disadvantages and get the vaccine. However, the vaccine is not going to help you if you already have
Yeah.
the cancer or you've already been infected.
Awesome
So
stuff.
prevention earlier is better. Yeah.
I don't know why this is news to me about like this national rollout for youngsters. I think it would go a long way if it was much more out there and people knew that you can actually get your little one actually, to avoid chances
Yeah.
of them getting things like cervical cancer. I know our guys here are not going to get vaccinated. Anyway, okay, bad timing. I think lastly, what advice would you give to policymakers or healthcare providers and individuals to address cervical cancer more effectively?
So I think important thing policy-wise in terms of the government, Ministry of Health, is prevention is always better than cure.
Yeah.
So I think lots of resources have to be put in place to actually screen patients.
Okay.
Because you'll find that the screening will actually cost the government less. Because once a woman has developed cancer, per woman who needs to be treated, whether it's surgical, radiation, chemotherapy that the government does provide, it ends up being more expensive compared to rolling out good screening programs, especially in the rural areas and areas where there's limited access. So it's important to improve screening, improve education. Like I'm saying, you don't know much about it. So
Yeah.
if as a man, your partner needs to be screened.
Yeah.
It's a multi-discipline, multifactorial thing. And also what's been noted is males that are circumcised, it actually reduces the chance of them spreading HPV to their partners. So males also have a role in terms of supporting as well as helping to prevent the disease as well. And I think for patients, it's important for them to know the importance of screening, the importance of early detection and better outcomes, and also for doctors to be able to ask their patients and recommend screening for their patients. Because like for me, every woman I see, I always ask them, my first question is, when was your last pap smear? Because we know it's it's a disease that we can prevent. And it's important not to lose our women to this disease that can be screened early and diagnosed early. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. I think that's the end of our conversation. Where can we check you out, if we want to come to where you are at?
So we are based at Rumamed Clinic in MRI Block 7.
Oh, awesome stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Dr. Rukarwa, and that's our show. We'll check you out next week, Wednesday. Khudizamba boss, take care of yourself. We out. Peace.
People of different identities. Podcast with Big SCA.